Hey, this is a response to your question about assignment 57. Both of these questions are related to the same picture. So this was a sphere, and there was a little piece of the sphere that goes from here to here on it. If you can picture this as being on the surface of the sphere, they gave us the radius, and then the radius goes from the center out to here. In this particular one, it happens to be 12, but in this problem, it's 8. They're basically the same problem, but with different numbers. They both use the same formula. This is the formula for arc length. And so you need to find the length of the arc. What we used this for when we were doing the other problems in the video was this was used to find the distance from one city to another city, but this is just the same question in another form. So we're going to take L equals 30 over 360 times C for circumference, and if you remember, circumference equals 2 pi r, or it can equal pi d. So here we have times 2 times pi times 12. And so what you can do is you can go through the trouble of simplifying this if that makes it easier for you, or you can go straight to the calculator, whichever makes sense. I tend to do simplifying first. So like both of these are easily divisible by 10. Actually, and that gets rid of the zeros. Then this is divisible by 3. And then the 12s can also cancel out. So in this case, we're just left with 2 pi. Okay, and if you didn't quite follow that, then 2 times pi, well, 2 times pi is about 6.28, but let's just do that. 2 pi is about 6.28, or about 6.3 if you were going to round that to the 10th place, which often they ask you to round it to the 10th place. And this would be in cubic centimeters. Oops, cc's. Sometimes you can say cc's, or you can say centimeters cubed or cubic centimeters, however you want to do that. Okay, and if you don't like all of that canceling out and you were starting with 30 over 360 times 2 times pi times 12, what you can do is you can put it right in the calculator. It's always kind of good to have two ways of doing something, but if you need to just put it straight in like this, just be real careful that you include everything. Times 2, oops, times 2 times pi times 12 times, there it is, 12. And there's your 6.3 there as well. So your answer over here is 6.3 rounded to the 10th place. If you were asked to round to the 100th place, it would have been 6.28. And I honestly can't remember on the quiz whether they're asking you for 10ths or 100th place, but I don't think that that's the issue. So this one's the same problem with different numbers. Instead of having the 12 here, we have an 8 for the radius. That's from the center of the sphere, which comes out to the surface of the sphere, which is what this is showing. This one's in inches rather than in centimeters. So L equals theta over 360 times the circumference, which is 2 pi r, or pi d, depending on what you're given. So 90 over 360 times 2 times pi times 8. If you like to cancel things out, 9 goes into 36 4 times, so this is 1/4. 4 and 8 cancel out to give you 2. So this would be 4 pi. If you simplify it first, and it all depends on how, just how much you like dealing with fractions. Some people are really good at simplifying fractions, so it's easier to do that and put less in the calculator. That gives you about 12.57 cubic inches. Or if you want to, as I said, you can put in the whole 90 divided by 360. You're going to get the same thing, times 2 times pi times 8. And I'm just going to prove it to you. 90 divided by 360 times 2 times pi times 8. And there's your 12.57 if you round it to the hundredths place. And oh, these are not cubic units. I'm very sorry. It's just a surface area, so these shouldn't be cubic units. These are regular units. I'm sorry, a little bit of a brain blip there. So these should be just regular because we're calculating the arc length. So the arc length would be in regular, just inches. So just right across the outside of that. Okay. Cubic ones are for the volume, so we're not asked for volume, we're asked for arc length. So that's just a matter of a change in units, but all of your calculations here are the same. So we've got 12.57 inches, and that's your calculation on that. So there we have it, and I hope that helped out a lot, and that you understand it, and I'm praying for you to do great on your quiz. And you are allowed to network with people, and so I just hope that everything is going great with you. God bless you.